Our first order of business is the flag salute. Everybody would stand if they want. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. It is great to see such a turnout. How many, could I ask, are just back in the shop for a while and haven't been here in 6 months, a year? Okay. I guess you know we spent a lot of time and money updating the shop. I hope it looks nice to you. We have 6 brand new 14-inch saws outside. We have 3 new 16-inch saws. We have 3 brand new grinder polishers that should be here sometime shortly. They say October, but who knows with the shipping. We put all new lights around over the machines. So you can see they stay in place actually. We've painted the entire building, all the cabinets, the back. Miss Vicky here was the one who picked the red, and it looks real nice. We just put a new sign out front, if you didn't see it, which was will show anyone who passes by. We have the current information on it for the club, field trips, and other information. We just put it up, so some of the information is not really up there yet, but it will be very shortly. Okay. Last meeting, for those who were here, I went over extensively cleaning. The monitors that I and the board are finding that the shop is not being kept clean, especially the grinder, polisher machines. We need to, when we're done with them, wipe them out with the sponges and bucket, get the water out of them, leave them clean, wipe them down. The saws outside in the cut room, we need to take all the garbage that comes off them, get it off of there, any excess oil, pull it off. We don't mean that you've got to scrub them Dutchy clean, but they need to be clean for the next person, okay? And I did thank everybody last meeting for all the hard work they did. Moving along, as I'm talking about cleaning, the shop needs to be cleaned. The monitors just do not have time anymore to do all the things they need to do. We are looking for either a volunteer or, if we need to, hire a company to come in once a week, sweep the floor, mop the floor, and clean the bathroom. We need that very seriously. So if there's anyone in our club that wants to volunteer or wants to do it, even if it's not a volunteer situation, we are drastically needing it done. But if we don't get some volunteers who are willing to do it, we're going to go to the outside and hire a company like Mary Maids or something like that to have it done, because we just need to keep the shop clean. We spent a lot of time and a lot of money cleaning it up. We want to keep it clean for everybody and looking nice. Okay? Also, anybody who sees any problems with the machines or anything, you need to report it. You might report it directly to a monitor, but most of all, if you could report it to one of your board trustees, we know it'll get done. And worst case, put it in the suggestion box. Something needs to be done, something's needed new. We look at that almost every day to see if there's anything in there, and we try and respond to it. It's your club. The board is just trying to keep it clean and neat.
Where's the box? Ow.
Sitting in front of you.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. So report any problems you see. You know, we're trying to take it real seriously. Adam, who's our new shop manager, has been trying real hard to keep up the machines. Larry helping him, and you know, we'll see. We'll keep it going if we can. We just want to make sure that for you, the machines are working. You know, we have brand new machines and they're not too hard to take care of. That means all the parts are interchangeable and yada, yada, yada. Where the old machines, we couldn't get parts. We'd have to have them made. So that's a big plus. I had my notes that we put the 24-inch saw back in service. That's not so anymore. We sold it today for $3,000. We still need more monitors. We'd like to keep the shop open as much as possible. We're starting to get monitors back and working longer hours or 2 shifts. So we're open from 8 to 5 on a lot of days. Jerry, how many days are we open all week, you know?
This month, we're probably open every day from 8 to 4. I think Wednesday till 7, and Saturdays we're open from just till noon, I believe. But we're trying to get people to work Saturdays from till at least 3, 4 o'clock. This gives the people that aren't retired a chance to come in on Saturday and work. But again, then you got the field trips on Saturday,
Yeah.
which are great.
Yeah,
But,
a lot of people like to
yeah,
do-
we'd like to stay open some nights till 7 o'clock if we can get the monitors.
Okay. Now, we will train you to be a monitor, you know? We just don't throw you in. You spend about 4 weeks of training with an experienced monitor working it out. So if you're interested in being a monitor, please let Jerry know, and he'll get your name and find out when you can do it.
One good thing about being a monitor too is you've got a key. We give you a key to the building. Anytime the shop is closed, a monitor can come in and work. Like on Sundays, we don't open Sundays. We get quite a few monitors that come in and just work and nobody bothers them. That's the benefit of being a monitor. That's anytime. You come 2 o'clock in the morning if you want.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Shop's
true.
may come and sit still.
Yeah, policeman.
Okay. The show is coming up. You want to speak on the show?
Sure.
Tom is our show lead.
So we had to skip the last 2 shows because of COVID restrictions. This is my sister. But we had to skip the last 2 shows because of COVID and so forth. Typically, that means we lost about $21,000 bringing into the club. They're our main source of income. They're very lucrative. So now we're trying really hard to get back into the groove of it. It looks like we've had a very good response from vendors, and we're on track to have as many or more vendors as we did last year. Normally, we would have the show, the November show in the cafeteria at the high school. This time, we're going to go into the gymnasium like we do for the spring show. So not only will we have a little more room for people to spread out, it will also be a lot easier for our customers to get into the show. They don't have to trek all the way back to the back of the complex. The show dates are November 20th and 21st, Saturday and Sunday before Thanksgiving. November 19th, we will set up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have some sign-up sheets here for all of the functions at the show. And for setting up, Friday afternoon at 4, and then taking it down Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock when the show's over with. Please sign up and participate. Do a couple hours, it's really important. A couple of things that are not on these sign-up sheets, and I'm gonna send a message out to all the members in the club here this weekend. We need somebody who can tow the trailer over to the high school and then back on Sunday, and then we leave the trailer at the high school during the show. So somebody who has a truck that's big enough to tow it, which means you probably need a dually, and it's not that tough to tow, and it's not very far to tow it, but you just have to have the right truck.
How much does it weigh?
Pardon me?
How much does it weigh?
Honestly, I don't know. I would guess the truck weighs probably 18, 20,000, something like that.
Okay, bigger than my car.
You got a car that can tow it, that's great.
Oh, I tow my RV with it.
Normally it's a dually.
Dually, okay.
I mean, in the past, guys have towed it, have had dualies, and again, it's not.
Is it bumper or fifth wheel or
No,
gooseneck
bumper.
or
Bumper.
bumper?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's important. The other thing is to, I need a couple of volunteers to distribute flyers to the community. So we've got, we'll have some flyers here today. You can take them, and when you go back to wherever you live, if you live in parks and so forth, leave them in the activities office. But I need people to distribute flyers, and then the day before the show, I need people to, and also Sunday afternoon, we need to go out, put up signs in the community on the corners, and then pick them up after the show's over. So those are a couple of volunteer opportunities that are not on these sheets, but I will send a message out with my contact information tonight. If you choose to, if you want to volunteer for something, please talk to me after the meeting's over with. We also have decided to open up the show to our members if they want to sell on the show. We initially decided we're gonna have 6 spots open to current members. I think we've got 2 or 3 people who have talked about it and want a spot. Let me know if you're interested in that. But you have to make sure that you've got enough material to really, pardon me?
Enough stuff?
Yeah, you have to have enough stuff.
Is it the sign up right there, or do we tell you?
No, talk to me about that.
Okay.
Yeah, these sign-up sheets are for security for the show, and then also for the booths that we man in the front of the show for Saturday and Sunday.
Tom, excuse me, do you have it set up to where, like, say, 2 people could share a table? Would that be a
That's gonna be up to,
possibility?
2 people.
Okay, all right, just wanted to know if that was
Would be
okay.
nice.
Yeah, so we're gonna fill out one contract to one person. If you guys want to share, that's your business. It does say on there that you need a business license. I will tell you that in the past, nobody's ever asked for a business license. One time the city of Mesa asked for a list of our vendors, and I sent them a list of our vendors. So, that's the deal with that. Any questions about the show or volunteering? Dan?
At the last board meeting, it was approved that we would buy a special pop-up tent. It's called a Blackout Tent. It's all black on top, and it's got all 4 sidewalls. You walk inside in the middle of the day, and it's black inside. And we're gonna set up our fluorescent rock thing. That arrived at my house 2 days ago, so we've got it.
Excellent.
So we just need a place. You choose where you choose if you leave it.
Outstanding. Good. I was gonna ask you about that. I didn't know about the tent, but I knew about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Any other questions or comments, or?
I would love to volunteer. I have company coming at that time.
Bring that
Could
up.
a guest, non-member volunteer with me?
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay? Thank you.
And, you know, he's did his push to volunteers. I want to remind everybody that when you sign your form and you do become a club member, you're agreeing to help and volunteer. We desperately need volunteers We need security volunteers. Now, security doesn't mean you're going to walk around with a gun. No. The only thing you walk around with is a phone, a hat, and a shirt. Okay? And if anything becomes a problem, you dial 911. We don't get after people. We don't attack people. We're there. Mostly the vendors like to see us walking around and know that there is some security. Security is mostly a state of mind. People see it. They see you walking around. They know you can do it. I had a question.
Are the people that are security, are they gonna have a vest or something like that to
They'll have
identify them?
a red shirt like you have and a hat that says security. And we walk around, security, we talk to vendors, we see people. It's just a matter where we watch the doors so that whoever, pay to come in, they come in the right doors and they have a stamp or a bracelet, whatever we do. I don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but there'll be some identification, and there's identification for the vendors to walk in, and the guards at the doors watch that. And then we switch off and move around. Being a guard gives you a good opportunity to walk around and see the show and, be a guard. Okay? But we really, really, really need volunteers in all areas. Okay. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Dan and do his long presentation, which is always informative. Dan, field trips. You want the podium?
I want that moved over.
I'll move it up.
Any of you who might be new, my name is Dan Jarvis. I am the field trip coordinator for the club. I have the funnest job in the whole club. We make the claim that we make two claims in our club. That we're the biggest club in the state of Arizona as far as members. The Tucson Club and us, we're always going back and forth. Last time we checked, we had more members. The second claim we make, we do more field trips per year than any other club in the United States. Prove me wrong. I have called a lot of clubs in our state, and I asked them how many field trips do you go on per year. The average answer is about 12. In a very active year, we go on between 40 and 50. I mean, from about October, late September, clear into April, we're going on field trips almost 2 per week. I mean, if you went on all of them, you'd be very tired, but you'd end up with a lot of rocks, though. On these tables over here, there's a short table that has 4 yellow tags on it, and then the table on the right, the longer table, has 7. The 4 on the left over there are the last 4 field trips we went on. If you're wondering, what did you get? Well, you can see. The 7 that are right there by Linda are the next 7 that we're going on, and samples of what we're going to be collecting. And I'll give you some. I plan on doing this at each club meeting, so at least you have some idea what's coming up and what you're going to find, or hope to find. Now, yes.
I had a young man come up to me and tell me he used to spell October.
Say that again.
A young man came up to me and told me he misspelled October.
Won't be the first time. Oh, and everything I know about being a field trip leader, I learned from Alan. Doing the spelling. Alan was our field trip leader. I was his assistant until he got an illness that he couldn't continue, and so I've been having fun in your place ever since, Alan.
Great job, too.
Now, lately, the weather in Arizona has been spectacular. Just yesterday when we were up, many of you know where Payson, Arizona is, most of you. And then about 15 miles further is Pine, and then 2 miles further is Strawberry. And then just about 2 or 3 miles past that, you're up on top of what's called the Mogollon Rim. And we were on top of the Mogollon Rim hunting fossils. The forecast was 60 degrees for the day, which is perfect. It was, the high for that day was 48. And for some of us, that was there was hardly any wind. The sun was shining. 48 felt really good for most of us. So right, even if you don't go out on field trips with the club, get out, go camping, go rock hunting. The weather right now is about as good as it's going to get. To help everybody prepare for field trips in general in the future, we're now going to have 2 contests, which are going to help you learn the names of some of these rocks that we collect. Now, we're going to divide everybody, it doesn't have to be exact numbers, right down the middle here. So if you're sitting, if your body gets split with this thing, take your pick, which side you want to be on. Now, I want each team, I know a lot of you don't know each other, but I need this team to pick one person to represent you. Somebody that knows their rocks the best they can. So kind of look at each other and maybe one of you can volunteer. Same over here. This team needs to pick that person. I want you And by the way, on both of these 2 contests, you may only have one person representing your whole team, but all of you are going to get a prize.
What a deal.
Now there's a winning prize and there's a losing prize, so you'll all get something. The winning prize is a little bit better than the losing prize. So, all right. Linda Huss is going to come up here. Because whichever team, if she was on a team, she would beat the other team for sure. So I made sure she's my assistant today.
Go up high.
We're going to do...
Oh, I better take my glasses off.
I need... Yeah, sit in a chair and stand there. All right. First of all, does this team have a representative yet? All right, come on up. Take either this side or the other side. Team, you got a rep?
Right.
See, I paid them to do that. I know. Bring that bell over here, because I don't know if I want to make sure.
You want to ring somebody's bell.
All right, in just a moment, we're going to uncover this little box. There are 12 different rocks, and I've got 2 of each. So there's going to be 12 over here, and there's going to be 12 over here. Same 12.
Okay.
And there's some little name tags of those 12 rocks. When we say go, no peeking ahead of time. You have to lay those rocks out any way you want to, and there's a little tiny little Ziploc bag. You take those 12 name tags out, and do the best you can, and they're gonna put the names by the rocks. You have a maximum 5 minutes. Anytime during those 5 minutes, if you think you've got them all identified, you ask for check, and Linda will look and check. If you have them all correct, she'll say yes, and you've won, if you're the first. If you don't have them correct, she's just gonna say, nope. And she won't say how many are right or how many are wrong. You just gotta
Can we call for help?
Now, thank you for asking that. No. None of your team members, nobody can help you.
No pressure.
She's on her own. She's on her own. So our two judges over here are going to kind of watch things, make sure it's all legal, make sure nobody's pushing anything. Move that one over. Now, during the 5 minutes, if it goes that far, you can only ask for a check 3 times. 3 times is the most number of times you can ask. So, all right, see if they're right. Ready?
I guess I need to
All right.
see.
That might help.
All right, as soon as we can, let's. Now.
I want to go. I want to go.
All right. Oh, turn around for a moment. Remember, no helping. You can cheer, you can boo, you can, I don't know what you want to do. Ready? Judges ready? All right, Adam, very good. Ready? And you can move the rocks around any way you want. Set, go. Put them where we can see the names.
While they're doing this, don't forget we have the raffle and the 50-50.
Oh, I can.
Raffle tickets
Here's your shot at Jack.
were $6 for $5. So $1 raffle for 50-50.
Now there is one rock that I thought it was one thing and Linda says it's something else. We'll share that with you. We have a winner. And it was very close. You want to check first while we're looking here? All right. You may not be able to see it real well. What is that? It looks similar. Starts with a C. Calcite. Kind of a white rock, little howlite, or fake turquoise, white turquoise. I've heard. No, I think that's actually real turquoise. It actually grew. That's actually like a little pyramid. It actually grew that way naturally.
Really?
Right.
Nice.
Let me show this one. It shows up a little bit better. Iron pyrite. Fool's gold. This might be a little hard to tell from the back. It's kind of green color. There's some slight streaks through there, some stuff. Starts with an S. Serpentine, and the white streaks are asbestos. If you're ever going to do rock tumbling, don't tumble that with the asbestos. It makes it mush.
Mask.
This looks similar to something on the table over there, but it's not what's on the table. Starts with a G. Garnet. This is one we have a difference of opinion. It's kind of, the darker is blue. It's 2 words. Well, I think it's 2 words. She thinks it's 1 word. Well, I'll just give you this one. I was told it's Lapis Lazuli. She thinks it's sodalite. It's probably sodalite. And she knows more than I do. Starts with a C. Citrine. Now, this one might have been a little tough if you looked at it too quickly. There's some purple in there, and somebody said there is some amethyst, but there's something else in there. There's some of this in there. There's amethyst and citrine together, and it's called ametrine. The best place in the world, or almost one of the only places where you can get this, is in eastern Bolivia, the Anaki mine. I went there yesterday. No.
Rock finder came up so late.
We're gonna go on a field trip there?
That'd be nice. He wants to know if we're going to go to Bolivia for a film. That's your expense.
You pay, we'll go.
Some of the parts, this came from the Silver Bell mine down near Marana, down near Tucson. It's got, I heard the word galena, no. Not hematite or hematite. Starts with an S. And it's another name for zinc. No, Phoenix is a PH. Think of SPH. Sphalerite. Yeah, you gotta look at that up close. Alright, this is kind of a small piece, and it's hard to see from back there. It demonstrates something called chatoyancy, which is the unusual effect when you move it. And this is what? Diagram. All right, did we do them all? We did. All right, put them all in. Just throw them. All right. Let's give a round of hand for the 2 participants.
Just get a shot
I'm
of
going
the
to
rocks
pass this
here.
around first to the winning side. You just pick 2 each. When it gets over there, you get 1. If you don't like to eat it, just save it for Halloween. All right.
Good job. Well, we're just missing by 1.
Missed by 1.
Yeah.
All right, one more contest.
Uh-oh. You're it.
For this contest, we need 3 people from each team. So kind of figure out who's gonna represent your team. Maybe 3 people that haven't, some different people, 3 people. And when you're ready, come on up.
Okay. Let's draw straws.
They want to know what they're doing before they volunteer.
Could be dangerous.
What's gonna happen, we have over in this box over here, hidden where you cannot see them, 12 rocks that are different from what we've done already. One by one, Linda is going to stand right here where I am, and she's gonna uncover a rock. Now you're gonna have 3 people standing here and 3 people there. And you're gonna be numbered 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So when she uncovers it, grab those 2 bells for me. Put one here and all right. So for example, stand on there. Now, for example, she just uncovers the rock, and if you think you know what it is, you know, you do. And if it's real close, our judges over there are gonna have to say there's one way or the other. So make sure you can see. You know, if I was the first one to ding, then I get the first chance to say what that rock is. If I'm right, we got a point. If I'm wrong, the other person gets a chance. And if that person's wrong, the number 2 person in line gets a chance, and then the number 2, and then number 3, number 3. If none of the 6 can get it, we'll tell you about it.
We can be bought.
Do you have 3 over there? I got 3 over here.
All right, are you the 3?
Yep.
Come on up here. You got 3? 3 over here. Come on.
Smile.
And again, the rest of your team members, like if you're the front one, those 2 cannot help you. You're on your own until you can't do it, and then it goes over there, and then it'll come. Then they'll get a chance. Likewise, your team members can't yell it out. Hey, because if you do, then you're lost in the other circle.
One more.
Get it without them seeing it.
Oh man.
And you.
That's a hand.
We got. Yep. Okay.
Ready?
Some of these are going to be easy, so get ready to ding your bell fast. Some are going to be tough. Are you ready? Show us.
That must be done.
Petrified wood.
It is petrified wood.
Out of the way, Jim. No. I gotta get a good angle on it.
All right, the next 2 people in line. Just, the front person goes to the back of the line, and so you're going to come. You'll come up again. Now, that may not look like normal petrified wood. This is the core of a tree, the center of a tree. And all cores don't look like this. This stumped a lot of people before we figured out what it was. Ready? Show it. You have a chance to identify it. It is something.
Oh,
You can touch it.
thank you. Got it.
Yes. Some kind of calcite. What kind is it? I need a better name than that, but if we go all the way through and we don't get a better name, we'll take that name. All right. Can you identify that? You can look at it, hold it if you want to. Take a while. Sister, you'll get the last, if he doesn't get it, you'll have the last chance. I don't know by that name.
It's alabaster.
All right.
Pretty.
This one, you may not believe it, most likely every person in this room, especially the young ones, you have eaten some of this.
Cheerios.
All right.
Calcium.
Linda, tell them what it is.
I'm not sure. Calcium carbonate.
Yeah.
I got this from
I get mine from
the
milk.
plant in Superior. This actually comes from California.
Oh.
This is food grade calcium carbonate. They bring it here to Superior, they crush it up into a powder, and it gets added to foods like Honey Nut Cheerios, baby foods, antacid tablets. So most likely everybody in this room has eaten some of this. Yeah, but I've already talked to the manager of the plant, and when COVID stops messing with our plans, they're gonna give us a tour, and you're gonna get some of this stuff. Yeah, out in the sun, this sparkles beautiful. All right. No, they used to, but that doesn't count. All right, rotate, next person in line.
This one's heavy.
All right, ready? Go. Go. Oh.
Ready?
Fluorite, you are correct.
She beat.
I think that came from China. We get fluoride all over Arizona. All right. Last one, nobody got it. This time, that came out. Okay. Ready? And when you're ready, go ahead and uncover it.
And whoosh.
Stromatolite.
It is a stromatolite fossil, the oldest of all fossils. Yeah, it's basically algae that grows in the ocean, a little layer of it, and that layer dies, and a new layer grows and dies. That's why usually it's kind of a sedimentary kind of deal. This was found at about 7,000 feet elevation, something that grows at the bottom of the ocean. You pick it up.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right. All right, we ready? That's Arizona stuff.
Snowflake obsidian.
Snowflake obsidian, yes. It's 2-2, by the way. All right, next. Ready? Go.
You want a filling for me?
Oh, tough one. That's a hard one. Lift it. You'll see something unusual about it.
Hematite.
No. No. But you're close. I'll just leave it at that. The next two in line in your team. You lift it, and it'll give you maybe a clue. This is probably the hardest of all of them that we're gonna do.
Road 9.
Lead?
Next.
Very heavy.
It's almost as heavy.
Very heavy. A meteor.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
What's that? Never heard of it, no.
Smelter slag?
Sprite color.
Smelter slag?
Slag? No. I'll let it has a little.
Meteorite.
Oh.
Is that meteorite?
Did he get it?
Salt. All right, this is called massive sulfide. That's a tough one. It comes from the bottom of the ocean where there's a volcanic vent coming up. This thing, you can come up later and feel it, is very heavy. That rock is 69% copper.
Really? Wow.
I had the people at the Resolution Copper Mine in Superior take what's called a, what's that gun they point out at the?
Laser?
Yeah.
XRF?
Hmm?
XRF?
Well, it asked me 2 seconds ago, that's what it told me. They scanned it. And they can tell exactly what's in there. It's got mostly copper, it's got some zinc. A lot of these have some gold, some silver, so
Got my attention.
I have no idea where I got that.
Good piece.
Yeah. All right, next one, you ready? Go. Wait, are we ready?
I guess.
Okay.
Sandstone.
Sandstone, yes.
Really? Wow. That's beautiful.
Any of you who have gone to St. John's on our petrified wood trips, there's only one rock shop in the town, and one of the things that man does up there, he gets these great big, bigger than boulders. I mean, they're as big as cars, big things of sandstone that looks just like awful sandstone. It's not any pretty thing at all. They're just kind of cream colored and nothing you would even dream of picking up. They take it and saw it and cut it into shapes. Then they heat it, and that heating process brings these colors out. And he makes a lot of very interesting things there. So, sandstone, just like a normal little oven. Yeah, not much. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Next one.
Ready?
Chrysocolla.
Nope.
Caliphate?
Nope. Next person. Nope. No, I don't know by that name.
It's pretty. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Tower. Tower.
No, malachite.
This is a difficult one. It's so close to all these ones they're saying.
It's a copper silicate of some sort.
Yeah, it's a copper product. I was thinking jadeite, but.
Nope.
No idea. We give up on that.
No, that's a good one. I got it.
We give up. Chris.
Linda, tell them what it is.
Chrysoprase.
Chrysoprase. If you have malachite and
Never heard of
chrysoprase
it.
side by side, they're different.
All right.
Okay, next rock. All right, we gotta go quick.
Going quick.
Then we're going fast on these next ones.
Ready? And
Elephant ear, scriptstone, coquina.
Well, when you say scriptstone, I've never heard of that, but that very well could be.
Yeah, that's coquina.
I'll see, it's called calligraphy jasper. You look at it close, you'll see. All right, next one, quick.
okay, ready? And where's my player?
No. No, it's close. It's similar, huh? I don't know by that name. No, I don't think that's.
Satin spark. Either that or it's Trona.
I've never come up with a name that I know it by. There's about 3 or 4 names it could be.
It's a
Rock.
selenite or something.
All right. Let's get.
That's a radar there.
Okay, this will be the last one. This is called ulexite, also known as boron from Boron, California, also known as TV rock or television rock. You younger kids that are here, come up here when we finish and put this right on top of something that has words on it, and those words come right up to the top of the rock. It's like fiber optics.
Like a magnifier.
We had a couple more, but we're out of time. But, and I didn't
Try not to shake it and get.
So at the end.
Want to move along so we don't get too long. We usually are ending about this time. So, Jerry, Vice President, any comments?
Just what Tom repeated, we do need people for the show. I mean, we sure appreciate it for the help. That's a big money maker for the club. And I think Tom, 2-3 hours volunteering or something like that. And we got a whole list of things, egg carton, spin the wheel, member commissions and everything. Just take a look at, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Tom Schaefer? No comments? Tom Atkins is not here. Mike, security, I'll go over that for him because he was here earlier, not feeling well. We definitely need security people, as I mentioned before, walking around. Red shirt, we'll give you a hat, and just move around the show. You can look at everything in the show. Some assignments will be at the door, and we'll switch off just so you have that. We also need some overnight guards, and that's signed up there. We need some people to stay overnight, to watch the vendor stuff to make sure nothing gets taken during the night. Okay. Linda, do you have anything to add? Our secretary.
Not for the secretary, but I was gonna do a couple of infomercials on our stones
Okay,
through Bernie.
okay. Bernie, you're up.
I'm the class coordinator. That means I coordinate, but I don't actually teach the classes, so get that in. I want to thank you. We had a class using rotary tools from Dominic Gomez, and then a wire wrapping class from Jim Meyer here in the past month. Just a note, if you know the procedure here, you generally have to give me a number, and then I pick a number, and you're the lucky one that gets to go to the class. If by some chance you're not able to ultimately go to the class, if you could either call me, if that's the number that you have, or call the instructor and just let them know that you won't be able to make it. We have classes scheduled coming up. We've got a brand new one we were talking about today, making a hot plate using some of the slabs that we have. We're going to do stabilizing presentation. Not only how to do it, but why you want to do it, what kind of rocks you're going to use it to do the stabilizing and that sort of thing. I have a commitment to make a clock. So if you have a nice slab and you've always wanted to make a clock, we're going to have that presentation coming up. I know that Linda is planning a presentation with a geology focus, probably in December, I think it is.
December.
Yeah. And then of course Dan, now we've got rock tumbling coming up here on November 4th. I think the email said October 4th, right? There was an October 4th.
Typo.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It's November 4th.
We have a tumbling class coming up. It's a popular class. I'd strongly recommend you could. And then in November.
Don't do it right now, but if any of you are interested in the rock tumbling class, I need to kind of have a rough idea how many are coming. Just at the end, come and sign this. Thank you.
Then he will be putting on a class of fluorescent ultraviolet light in
Early December.
Right, okay. Classes, you know, I have ideas and I throw them out to different people, but if you've got an idea of either a class that you would like to have or something that you would be willing to teach, if you happen to be one of those people who says, yeah, I really know how to do this, that, and the other thing, but geez, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to put together a little class, actually next week, Wednesday. I have to talk to Jerry about that. Just a meeting of folks who might be interested in teaching a class. Now, I don't care what the heck it is, but if you want to know what's involved in being an instructor, come to the class, we'll talk about it. Also, I want to use that little meeting as an opportunity to brainstorm. I have talked to individual people. You never know what's going to be there. We came up starting with an idea and got down to this hot plate thing, and it's just, so maybe you've got an idea, or maybe you've got an idea and you have no idea how the heck to do it. So if we all get together, my idea and your knowledge might be able to help me put it together. So if you could keep your eyes on something like that. Another thing that is important for an instructor to know, and this is just an opportunity. Some of you, a lot of you will remember Richard Holly, and he donated to the club an awful lot of things. Not only rock, which you distributed there, but a lot of findings for jewelry, a lot of beads for jewelry, a lot of, I don't know what you call them, but the background for making bolo ties, yeah. I've got a gajillion jump rings, all sorts of things that can be used in a class. But that's the intent, for an instructor to use those supplies for whatever the age you want to have a class on. So if you can keep that in mind, if you want to see what it is that we have available, give me a call. I'll make plans to meet you here, and then we'll go ahead and look things over. Okay, I think that's about all I have to cover.
Are we not having Capstone class Wednesday?
Oh, we are. Oh, excuse me, I did not speak of that. We are indeed having the CAD class on Wednesday. It's at 6 o'clock. I have, I think, one opening. If someone's interested in doing that, let me know. Okay? Thank you for mentioning that. Yes?
When is your teaching class?
It's going to be Wednesday. We're having a CAD class Wednesday at 6. I'm going to do the teaching at 4 o'clock. Okay. Let me know though, and I will, when we schedule it again, do that. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions?
Can I go over those two things?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, if we have time.
Sure.
Okay.
I want to talk quickly about the two upcoming rock digs that we're going to go on. Diamond Point Mountain, October 16th, and then the Peridot Quarry October 23rd. So just really quick on Payson diamonds. They're also called Arizona diamonds. Sometimes they're called Herkimer diamonds, but that's if they're from New York. They're from the quartz family. So they are which is the second most abundant mineral on the Earth's crust. The first most abundant mineral on the Earth's crust is feldspar. Okay, so this is a silicon dioxide crystal, and they grow in silica-rich molten rock. And when it's cooling down, or when it is in a water solution of silica under high temperature and pressure. So what you might find up in Payson are the double terminated, which are my favorite, because there is an energy access that goes up in between the top and the bottom point, like this. Well, no, that's not one. This one, oh, it's so cute. So when they're little like this, that means they're more pure because they've had less time for other minerals to come in and be in inclusions. So don't think that small isn't the greatest or that big is better, because in these, the clearer, the better. And so you'll see double terminated. Also, sometimes you'll find it with a rainbow inside, and that is from an inner fraction. So inclusion inside where it was fractured somehow. And if you find one with a rainbow, it is for joy and happiness. So that's very, very good to have. And then moving on to the peridot. So, I say it peridot. The correct way to say it is peridot. Okay, sorry. I spent time in Germany. I like to feel European, so I say peridot. But this is actually olivine. And olivine, when it is in a gem quality, is called peridot. Sometimes it's not in a gem quality. So it could be green or it could be a yellowish color. But what we're going to be looking for are something like this. Tom actually found these, and then the ones out here he tumbled. They're so beautiful. And we're going to be going and digging for these. It's so exciting. And what I like about peridot is, I think it's cool that it comes from volcanoes. So this one you can see is in a volcanic rock. It's basalt. It just like spews up out of the volcano. And then we pick it out. And it's also got like a druzy. Okay, correct way to say it is druze, but we now say it druzy. So, but it has this druzy crystal on it. It's so pretty. And it's also the birthstone for people born in the month of August. That's correct. So what I also think is cool is peridot has been around and used for 3,500 years. 3,500. So back in 1500 BC, Egyptians used peridot in their jewelry and adornment because it was believed to bring them wealth. And in America, it became popular in the 1800s. So it's found in dry climates, deserts, buttes, road cuts, and mountains. It has a Mohs hardness of 6.5 to 7, compared to the quartz at 7, compared to Herkimer diamonds at 7.5. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. And hope that you guys can come on the trips with us. They're a lot of fun. Even if you don't find any crystals, you will be out in the forest and surrounded by negative ions, which really help offset all of the technology that we surround ourselves with, such as our cell phone and TVs, and you're just being around beautiful pine trees and people that love rocks. So
Thank you, Linda. This is the treasurer's report. John called me a little bit before the meeting. He had a flat tire and was attempting to get it fixed. So he gave me the numbers. Right now, as of today, we have $16,352.13 in the checking account. We have $60,083.90 total. So the club is still in pretty good shape. Hopefully that when we have our show, we will add to that. We really have done just about everything with the show, with the club that we need to. So hopefully we'll be able to build our treasury up even a little more. Okay, the other thing, the next thing is nominations. Per our club's bylaws, nominations need to be made 1 week prior to the next meeting, next general meeting, which is November. So anyone who wants to nominate anyone in the club, you can do so. You can send it through the email, or you can tell one of your trustees or treasurer a nomination. And then we will vote on it in the November meeting, and the new members, if elected, will take place in December. Okay, any questions on that? All right. The next thing, and the last thing almost, is comments for the good of the order from the members. Anybody have anything they want to discuss, add, ask? Okay. I hope that's a good sign. Does anybody want a chance to go to the raffle before we start that? The raffle of the 50-50. Okay. We'll do the raffles now, and then we'll have adjournment. Okay.
The last three numbers, 214.
214. Last numbers? Someone here has them.
Right here.
Hey. You get your pick. You can pick again. Pick another one.
That thing was real.
227.
227. Obviously somebody has it. 227. Someone must have it, or put your money in. All right, it's going.
215.
215, 215. The pink slips. 215. That's amazing. Someone has to have these.
They're shy.
215.
223.
223. Check your tickets. There we go.
Linda's.
224.
224. You may have that too. 224. There goes. Yay! Pick another one. Pick something for your mother. There you go.
229.
There we go.
228.
They went the wrong way.
Come on back up.
225.
Why don't you stir them up?
Yeah.
225.
$218. Get out.
218, there we go.
Oh, wait a minute, that's the wrong color ticket, right?
That's it right there.
$222.
Hey, you're the luckiest guy in the house.
$220. We're right there.
It's rigged.
Yeah.
$226.
226. Oh, come on.
Get in the 800s.
Gotta blame her, she's picking the number. 231.
231, there we go.
Oh, let's get more.
230. Oh.
Yeah, two of them.
232.
Oh, that's made up.
Yeah, they just called her wrong. I think that's all of her tickets now.
Don't leave.
She don't have
221. Oh, no.
Oh, no. I think every one of his tickets is a winner.
3 tickets left.
Oh, yeah.
These are tiger eyes.
I love your home. Yeah. Nice. I hope I did well.
Okay, your mama? Okay.
216.
216.
Yeah, they
216.
Oh, we got 217 next.
You're kidding.
No. One left.
Last ticket.
No, you come on, just give me that. You come on.
Don't go on up.
Somebody else, I don't have.
219.
219. Okay.
Well, you got stuff with all your tickets.
Okay.
If you didn't win, please just do it right here. She's gonna pick the 50-50 now.
50-50.
There's, you can pay $16. Last 3 numbers, 8,
right, 50-50. There we go.
$16.
Cool. Got the change.
Singles, change for 20.
Okay, because I've got it in the car.
5s, 1s, 10s.
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask one more time. Any comments from the good of the order?
Yeah, that's okay.
If not, we got snacks back there. Motion to adjourn. Anyone? We're adjourned.